Morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to your Championship Hot Takes, where it looks very likely that it's going to be Blades on top for Christmas. Advantage Sheffield United in the Championship title race. Yesterday, the Blades got themselves yet another home win and another clean sheet, beating Plymouth. Leeds held at Preston, got themselves a late goal, got themselves a point, but 3 points clear, 45 to 42 up at the top of the table. Means advantage Sheffield United in the short term, and it means 1 point for Sheffield United at Cardiff next week, and they will be top for Christmas. As you can imagine, it's not the most mind-blowingly scientific stat you'll ever get, but there's a very big correlation between being top at Christmas and getting promoted and being champions. Frankly, I've written them down. Yeah, Leicester 2023 went on to be champions. So did Burnley in 22. So did Fulham in 21. So did Norwich in 2020. West Brom, they did drop down to second, but were still promoted automatically. So you're going back to 2018, where Leeds were top at Christmas. They only fell to third and kind of lost extraordinarily to Derby, didn't they, in the playoffs? So again, it's a nice omen rather than a useful statistic, Sheffield United fans or Leeds fans or Burnley fans or Sunderland fans in the title picture here. But you'd certainly rather be top at Christmas, and it looks like Sheffield United are going to be able to do it. Get your views in via the comments if you're a Blades fan. Fantastic first half of the season. I mean, it's going to be round 22 by the time we get to Christmas, so we won't completely mathematically be at halfway, but it's the kind of nominal halfway point, and then we get that quick flurry of fixtures after Christmas. And again, we're going to say the same things we've said about Sheffield United. Chris Wilder's done a fantastic job of organising and rallying a squad and a club that looked pretty disorganised, sort of 4 weeks out going into the close season. It's been fantastic. I did see the BBC reporter for Sheffield United getting said a lot of very good points about what Sheffield United have done well, but please don't say it's nothing to do with parachute payments. They're always a great help, aren't they, in terms of bolstering the squad? But everything else that guy said in the clip I was sent was very true about Wilder getting everything together, tactically making them hard to beat at home, and the use of the youngsters as well. I know Sunderland have maybe been the poster boys for playing youngsters and developing youngsters. They've kind of used it as more of a long-term tactic, whereas Sheffield United are kind of just having to do it at the moment. So big credit to Chris Wilder and Sheffield United. Absolutely fantastic job. 9 wins and 9 clean sheets in a row. I've come on here week after week, obviously, because this run's been going since QPR. They were 2 up in that one, weren't they? And drew 2-2. But I've obviously had to say the same thing for weeks and weeks running, because this run has been going for months now. I don't know what word you use about Sheffield United's home form. Extraordinary, absurd. It's just ridiculous at this point. And Mike Cooper in goal, playing against his old club. Of course, he got a clean sheet, didn't he? I went for the bonus point, actually, and a 4-1 win for Sheffield United on the predictions. That was more tactical, but yeah, the obvious, wasn't it? And 2.23 points per game for Sheffield United at the moment, which means even with a 2 points deduction, they are projecting to score 100 points. So tremendous job by Sheffield United. Really impressive. I'm trying to think in my pre-season predictions. I thought they'd be in the conversation, but not leading it and not so efficient as they've been this season. Who was it? Harmer and Moore with the goals yesterday. So not much more to say about Sheffield United other than 1 point against Cardiff. They will be top of the table. Get in the comments now, Leeds fans. So it's actually a good week for Leeds. They've scored 7 points across the week. Daniel Farker pointed out that they're still on the 2 points per game. And yes, we had the conversation with Leeds fans of, well, they could have got 2 points per game last season and not got promoted. Fine. But as a rule, it's a very good barometer for either winning the division and getting automatic promotion. And we do think last season was somewhat of an outlier. But hey, could always happen again. I don't think it will this season. I don't think many people will. There will just be a sense of frustration, though, for Leeds fans, because there does seem to be this kind of key weakness, doesn't there, in away games. They're almost as good as Sheffield United. I think there's the 9 wins and a draw at home for Leeds, but they've just had that one defeat, played the extra game, whereas Sheffield United are just 9 wins and a draw, and both clubs are hammering out the points at home. Sheffield United a little bit better away from home with the 3-point lead, and obviously the 2 points deduction means they have scored 5 points more than Leeds. So the points per game is up by 0.23 of a point per game. 1 win in 7 on the road for Leeds. They have gone behind 7 times in those 7 games. I think they went behind twice at Swansea, obviously, in the 4-3. And I watched the interview with Daniel Farker, and the Leeds commentator was asking, saying, basically, for you to win an away game, do you have to not go behind? And I mean, Farker obviously is a professional football manager and very good at straight batting these questions. But he was like, well, go figure, mate. It's not helpful. Keep going behind away from home. And Preston have got big, strong, good defenders, and it's Championship. But again, and we'll talk about Sunderland as well. They got 7 points across a 3-game week. If you get 6 points in a 3-game week, given there's going to be travel, there's going to be fixture congestion, it's just bloody hard, you're doing well. If you get 7, you're into kind of, very, very good. And they've all done it, haven't they? All Sheffield United, Leeds and Sunderland. Wait for Blackburn, by the way. There is a 9 in it this round, of course. So you're always happy with a 7-point week. But there is just that lingering thing with the away form where you've got extraordinary home form and actually quite bad away form. I'm sure all the Leeds fans will tell me in the comments, Ben, I'd quite happily be 7 out of 10 away at home to be 7 out of 10 away from home rather than 9, 10 out of 10 at home and 5 out of 10 away from home, if you know what I'm saying. It'll go one or two ways, won't it? If they can fix the away form, they will be comfortably promoted, won't they, Leeds, given how good the home form is. But if they don't and the home form drops off a little bit, then it's trouble. Personally, I think they've got enough control in games that the away form will trend up slightly. You'd expect, surely, both Sheffield United and Leeds, you get a little trend down in the home form. It can't be that good all season, can it? Unless they're both going to be hitting towards 60 points in their home games, in which case then away form doesn't really matter. Just do the job. Get enough points away from home and you will be promoted. But it is going to be a worry for Leeds fans. Mateo Joseph, was it his goal in the end or did they give it as an own goal? I don't know who's got the goal. The Leeds fans won't care. Just get out of Dodge with the point, which across the week with the 7 points is excellent, but there is that worry with the away form, which I understand. Get in the comments. Leeds fans, and get in the comments. Sunderland fans. Now, I was a bit down on Sunderland in midweek because they'd finally won a game and that was the first win in 7, wasn't it, the weekend? And I'm like, right, here you go, Sunderland. Come on, you've not been in good form. Beat Bristol City in midweek and they needed a late equaliser to get a draw. But again, get the context at the end of the 3-game week, as always. And they've got 7 points, and they've got it in pretty spectacular fashion. I think Sunderland fans are going to be pretty happy this week. I think Regis Lebris is going to be happy, and there's going to be big morale because you've gone away from home down to Swansea to round out the week with a win coming from 2-0 down. And, maybe I'm contradicting myself because I just talked about Leeds going behind and putting themselves in bad positions away from home. If you go and win the game, nobody cares, do they? Only becomes a question if you're not picking up wins away from home. And yeah, what a great comeback. A couple of great goals, especially the one by, was it Dan Neil, who smashed one in from long range. Joe Bellingham, a couple of quick goals, numbers 2 and 3 to get the win down at Swansea. And Sunderland they've matched Sheffield United and Leeds. So in terms of the actual automatic race, all they've done is just kept parity. But we all know, and we all said it, Sunderland just needed to keep winning again because, I don't know, I think a lot of people, maybe even the Sunderland fans, were thinking a little bit, are we just a little bit off the automatic promotion race and going to be a playoff team? Are Sheffield United and Leeds going to pull away now? But no, they're keeping pace, Sunderland. They're 2 points off Leeds. It's been a really, really fantastic start for Régis Le Bris. Blackburn away coming up. We'll talk about Blackburn in a minute, which is a hell of a hard fixture at the moment. And Sheffield United at home on New Year's Day. Now, if we're having a conversation about Sunderland being an automatic promotion team, we probably need to see them accumulate a win against one of those two teams, preferably Sheffield United, to pull them in, and maybe go and get a draw at Blackburn, and we've really got Sunderland in the conversation. Can they go again? We've been asking for a fair while and get into that sort of form they were in. Look, I know, high bar at the start of the season where they were just winning, but confidence will be back after a good week for Sunderland. Now, Burnley, I think we've been stitched up by Burnley a few times on Hot Takes. They have not played yet. So, sorry Burnley fans. We'll try and get Sam Parkin to talk about Burnley on the Championship check-in. They head to Norwich, don't they, today, Sunday, and a win will take them above Sunderland. They do need to reattach themselves to the conversation. I think, is it 2 draws this week for Burnley? I know they drew 0-0 in midweek. Sorry, lots and lots of double draws. Middlesbrough, wasn't it, on Friday night? It's been a fair few head-to-heads in the top 6, particularly as it pertains to Middlesbrough, who we'll talk about in a minute. But Burnley, they want to reattach themselves here, because if they were to lose, say, at Norwich today, you then got a 7-point gap up to Sheffield United, which Chris Wilder and the Blades fans will particularly like. So we'll keep our powder dry on Burnley. Could really do with a win. That would be a 5-point week. And we've just mentioned the top 3 have all done 7. So they just need to try and keep some kind of pace, because if they draw, they've essentially ceded 4 teams to all the points above them. But we can't say much more than that, given the game hasn't taken place. But Blackburn, I've just written down on my notes over there where I'm looking, outrageous. What a run for Blackburn. 6 consecutive wins. Unbelievable from Rovers, who I thought they had a good start, didn't they? And I thought, they're running hot, aren't they? Strikers are scoring with lots and lots of shots. They'll regress to the mean. It appeared to be happening, but no. They've done the exact opposite. We said this last week, when it would have been like a 4-game win streak, and they've done numbers 5 and 6. So the only 9-point week, and again, we're into luxury beliefs here. Take 6 points, 3-game week, great. 7, amazing. 9, beyond your wildest dreams. But 9, without conceding a goal. I mean, Jesus Christ. 5 clean sheets in a row. 6-game winning streak. If you've watched the channel, you'll know I have a thing about 8-game winning streaks in the EFL. Because 8-game winning streaks, often the teams that do them get promoted. Although Blackburn fans tell me, I'm sure there was a run by Tony Mowbray going into Christmas of 21, 22. I'm going deep into the weeds here. Fairly similar to this. And there was a drop-off afterwards. Funnily enough, go and check out the community tab, Rovers fans, on the Benjamin Bloom football channel, where we did a poll about the current playoff teams, which is most likely to drop out. 63% said Blackburn. So the general feeling is this is a bit of a flash in the pan. You let me know, Rovers fans. I mean, let's not rain on your parade, because what a run. And it was 2-0 against Luton yesterday, wasn't it? But there is a sense that Blackburn are really punching through their glass ceiling, and there will be a regression to the mean. But the door is open for a team like Blackburn to put a run together, get into, I mean, you think it's going to be 5th or 6th. But hey, if you're winning 6, 7, 8-game winning streak, well, we normally attach 8-game winning streaks to teams that get promoted, like I just said. There's loads of good stats. Again, I listened to the interview with John Eustace, and yeah, apparently they've already got the same number of home wins. They've already got the same number of clean sheets, and we're not at the halfway point as they did in the entirety of last season. And look, not that Birmingham fans have, they're probably at peace with this now, but this decision to take out John Eustace from that job, he's just looking a fantastic Championship manager, and his team's just so organised, so well drilled. Does he have the riches to compete with the parachute teams above him? Absolutely not. He's had his top scorer taken away from him, but yeah, just absolutely tremendous. And a 6-game winning streak at any time in any division is amazing. But to do it with all those clean sheets as well. Fantastic Blackburn. And yeah, just give me your thoughts on this general idea that, this is as good as it's going to get, says the results of the poll. Can it be better than that, Rovers fans? Let me know in the comments. Is there a playoff campaign coming? And they're so good in terms of structure and defensively, Blackburn. I like defensive teams or, defensively good teams in the playoffs. I think we saw Coventry and Luton, who were both good in that regard, get to the final, didn't they, a couple of years back? You never know. Well played, Blackburn. What a run. Finally, over there, you can see Middlesbrough. And yeah, Middlesbrough had a really hard week, didn't they? So I know, I think Sam called Middlesbrough inconsistent. We had a lot of stroppy Middlesbrough fans saying, they're not inconsistent. We just get teams turn up with a low block and we struggle to beat them. I think my argument back, Middlesbrough fans, and I'm trying to be reasonable here, is, well, that is inconsistency, isn't it? You've got to try and, control against everyone and, beat the majority of them. So there is that sense. Take it as a compliment, I guess, that everyone thinks Middlesbrough are so good going forward that, go and defend against them and take what you can, frankly. But it had been a hard week, hadn't it? They'd been away to Burnley and away to Leeds. So to win the final game against Millwall, they got the 1-0. Looked like the keeper played well. I saw a couple of 1v1s saved. By the way, Neil Harris, another send-off there for Millwall. I think Sam went on one of the Millwall podcasts to address that. So maybe go and have a listen to that, because in the madness of the 3-game week, we hadn't got to talk about that too much on the channel. But anyway, we're looking at top 6 in hot takes at the moment. And Latte Laugh, lovely goal, very quick 1-2. Middlesbrough defenders couldn't stick with him. And yeah, I think Borough fans will be very pleased about that. When the idea is that Borough can be flaky against stiff teams like Millwall, and they get in front, keep a clean sheet and win the game. So I think if you'd said to Borough fans, well, I'll ask Borough fans right now in the comments, when you've got to play away at Burnley, away at Leeds. Did I say 5 points? Only actually, excuse me, I got that wrong, didn't I? 4 points across the week, and tick off those 2 away games against 2 of the parachute teams and 2 of the teams in the top 4 at the moment. Win the game at the end of the week. I think you take it, don't you? Especially given it had been a run of 4 wins in 5. So big picture, Borough are in good form, and that kind of weird, I keep calling it flakiness, I can't think of a better word, where great numbers, great chance creation, but not winning games through, August, September into October. They look steady now. They look like a playoff team. They're in the playoff positions right now, but I'll flip that screen and just go to West Brom versus Watford. And that game is happening today. So on the one hand, Borough can't really lose, can they? Because one or other of those teams is dropping points. The only scenario where Borough are out of the top 6 going into next week is a West Brom win. Remember, so West Brom are going to Watford. Watford are really good at home. West Brom never lose, but they draw all the time. So it does feel like a draw. Excuse me, doesn't it? So Borough fans will be watching on. They'll be quite happy if that game is drawn, because the goal difference is good for Borough. But again, games on the Sunday afternoon, as we're recording in several hours' time, we'll know what the outcome is. I don't know. Are we going to get that West Brom win? We'll find out, won't we? But I think we might be talking... I mean, I've gone for a draw in the predictions. It seems so blindly obvious that it probably won't happen now. But I think we're talking about Middlesbrough as our final top 6 team. There you go. Those are your hot takes for a Sunday. Get your thoughts in the comments. Blades on top for Christmas. Talk to me, Blades fans. It looks that way. Leeds, 2 points per game. Brilliant at home. 7 points for the week. But how concerned are you Leeds fans about the away form? Sunderland, are you back? 7 points across the week. They've popped the cork on the wins. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Burnley, we don't know. Blackburn, I mean, just enjoy it. Blackburn fans, tell us your thoughts on a 6-game winning streak. And Middlesbrough fans, are you still going to be in there at the end of the day? I think you're going to be in there for the long run. Let's just say they look like a playoff team. There you go. I've had very little sleep. I was very late on a gig, so thank you for humouring my tired, sleepy face and my very low sleepy voice. Help me out. Give me loads of nice comments in there and likes. Get the discussion going. And yeah, I better go and do some parenting because I didn't do any yesterday because I was working all day. So we will see you. I don't think we're going to be championship checking tomorrow. I think that might be Tuesday with Sam. So you might well see Matt SB on the channel doing looking at Premier League stuff tomorrow. But yeah, keep up with everything. I'll be hosting Blue Monday tonight if I'm still awake and alive. Thank you everybody for the support, and we'll see you during the week as we come up to the Christmas week for all of us, and we can forget about football for a few days before it goes mental with loads of fixtures straight after. Thank you for watching, everybody, and yeah, get your views in the comments on my hot takes and the Championship promotion race.